All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 738. I'm your host, GPD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who can't wait to tell Jim Ryan to cry more about Call of Duty, Wombat.
Yep, that's what I'm here for. Telling Jim Ryan to cry.
What a baby.
What a baby. Just, why don't you just take your ball and go home?
Well, they don't want to put the game on my system. The gamers. What about the gamers? Won't somebody think of the gamers?
Someone call a wambulance.
We'll call that wambulance later.
Don't they like money? Don't they like money?
The gamers, Wombat. The gamers. Well, let's talk about it later.
What's the matter? They want to. They're just going to leave it on the table.
He doesn't even say that. What he really says is more embarrassing than the stuff that you make up. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. It's too early to talk about video games.
Okay.
Maybe.
What do we got? What's new?
What's new? Sorry, I was late. I had to pick up Mrs. Cheapy at the train.
That's okay. I thought I was going to be late, and it was funny. I was going to text you this afternoon, but Scouts was canceled, so I wasn't.
Good. They should always cancel Scouts.
I mean,
once in a while. That's good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't have my coffee yet, so I'm still waking up.
Is Osaka grandma still in town?
Nope, she's gone. She only stays for like 10 days. She doesn't want to stay longer. I think she really likes Japanese food and not living with us. I think those two things. So she always just stays for about 10 days or so.
Sounds about right.
It was a good visit. She watched plenty of the U.S. Open on the TV behind me and in her room. And she went to bed at 9 o'clock every night as usual. So really, it doesn't interfere much in our general living, which is good. But anyway, she's back home and it was a good trip. While she was here, I booked a ping pong party. Well, a couple weeks ago. Remember how I told you I changed the number?
A ping pong party?
Remember I told you I changed the number of the ping pong club to, so it would ring on my phone?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the calls I fielded was from people who wanted to book the club for a ping pong party for like 12 people. So you may ask, what is a ping pong party? Well, they wanted somebody, they didn't just want to rent the tables, they wanted somebody to like give them a little bit of training, but they're older. So like not too much, like they're in their 60s. So they wanted like an exhibition and some training. So like I put it all together, I put together like a little package for them and they booked it and they came on Sunday and I told one of the owners is back. So I told her, they want an exhibition. So maybe you could do it with somebody who's good, instead of me. Like I'll do it with you, but like an exhibition is usually two like really good people and it looks really good. But she was like, nah, I don't think I can get anybody else to do it. So she took me and we did it and everybody had a lot of fun. And it was very fulfilling to actually they were very interested, like the people. They were asking a lot of questions and I felt like a low level coach for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe. It was very satisfying.
I'm glad it worked out.
They call this a party.
This is a ping pong, but was there ping pong party pop?
What does that mean? Soda?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we have soda at the club.
Okay.
I don't know if they had any. Mostly, it wasn't much of a party, just like, socializing and learning about ping pong.
Any like ping pong party pins?
No, it wasn't really, we didn't really, it was pretty bare bones.
Ping pong party poppers?
I was trying to provide a lot of value, a lot of bang for your buck, and no puns or alliteration.
Okay, well, that takes all the fun out of it for me.
But it was fun for me, and the club made some bucks. It was good. And I got the toilet fixed. It doesn't leak anymore. I don't have to go there every 2 days to change the bucket anymore, which is good.
That's a plus. That is a ping pong party.
What function was the bucket serving?
There was just water leaking out of like the plumbing part on the top where the flushing part of the mechanism is.
Top part, not bottom part.
No, it was the water, not the duty water.
There was
clean water, not duty water.
Problem with the ping pong party potty plumbing.
I said, no bad jokes.
Should I just leave now then?
Yes.
You have to replace your pop filter after this.
Yeah, what happened to your pop filter? It's
The
gone.
dog
actually.
ate it.
Is that true?
That is 100% true.
Oh my god, I can't. What's that's like the shit that we know what's going on because we can see it just in front of us in this little square. I feel like there's a lot.
Dogs. I mean, if you want a dog update, for the most part, they are fine. There's very rarely any issues with them.
What are they eating though that they shouldn't be eating? That's what I'm curious about.
I mean, well, the little dog just tears through everything because she has puppy teeth, and puppy teeth just attached to something. They rip it to shreds.
Sounds awesome.
Eat it.
Where can I get one of those that just eats through?
Rips and throws. She's actually much better now. She usually just, like, my wife went to I forget where, it doesn't matter, but she came home with Halloween dog toys that were supposed to be chew through proof. 2 of them. The dog got through both of them in less than 1 day.
Can't even make a good dog toy anymore.
No. So there's that. But they're fine. They're cute. They try their best. The little dog hates
How do you know
my
that?
mother.
How do you know they're trying their best?
I don't know. I just assume so. I want to believe that. I was just saying things.
Right. I'm just saying, like, do you even are the words you choosing these words at all?
I'm just like, they're fine. They're dogs.
They're a dartboard and you're just like under throwing darts that we can't see. Like,
the little dog is definitely a little smarter than the big dog, the big old dog. As far as like what you can like kind of train her to do.
Wait, which one ate the pop filter though?
That was the little dog.
The pop filter is a cover that goes on a microphone.
Yes.
That when you say like your P's and your hard consonants, it stops the microphone from popping. Just so you know.
And as Kuramanju says, that's the default for a dog, is trying their best. So I'm going with that.
I feel like that's the default excuse for the dog owner. Because they're like, why am I putting up with this?
I'm getting her down to, I'm trying to train the little dog to like come to me, which is easier said than done.
Right.
I'm sometimes, but I'm trying to get it down to all I have to do is snap my fingers and she'll run to me. And it works like half the time, but I'll tell you what, when it does work, I feel very good about myself. Like I just go like that. And she runs right to my side because otherwise she just runs around in circles outside. So I'm trying to get her to, like, when I snap my fingers, she knows that it's time to come in.
Nice.
So,
You should put a pop filter on your hand. Maybe that'll work. The other 50%.
Maybe. I'm just saying that's how it's going with the dogs. It's fine. So far, so good.
Nice. Except for the eating everything that they're not
Eating
supposed to be
everything, and the little dog hates my mother. Other than that, like, really hates my mother. Something about her, the little dog does not like.
Does she smell like mothballs?
No.
Because some mothers smell like mothballs.
Yeah, she smells like perfume. We think we actually had that theory. Like, could it be perfume? But
right. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Anything going on with you, Ship, over there? I see everything's looking nice and tidy. New floor, the cup holders, and the couch.
A very well groomed face.
Oh yeah, look at that. The beard is like not there.
It's there.
It's
short.
It's a shadow of its former self. Not even.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know.
You don't know?
He woke up one morning and this is what it looked like.
Yeah.
Did somebody complain about the beard, or
my beard's doing its best? No, there were no complaints. It was just it's time to trim it back.
Okay.
It'll grow back. That's how these things work.
Mrs. Chibi will not let me get a beard. She complains after about 6 days of not shaving. It's just it's like little spears. It's like you have
to get past that point though.
Yeah, there's like a past it. And once you get past it,
how many, like a month?
No. Well, it depends on who you are. For me, it's like a day and a half, and then poof.
No, it's always like really strong. It's like I feel like it's like some sort of weapon, like a porcupine or like maybe like a predator weapon.
No, my wife hates me now without it. So it's
it's very strong.
She's like, I could see your face. I don't like it.
I understand.
Mm-hmm. It was my wedding anniversary yesterday. 18 years.
Congratulations was the gift.
That's why I have to grow the beard so she can't see my face.
Right.
That's the secret to a long marriage.
Did you do anything exciting?
We're going out to dinner this weekend.
Nice.
So the exciting things haven't happened yet. But I'll let you know how it goes.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. I'll send pictures.
Of the dinner.
Of the dinner. Yeah.
How about some show feedback?
Sure. Joe19912 has to say.
I love that Joe. He's my favorite Joe of the Joes.
You know what? To be the 19,912th Joe, you have to get in pretty early.
Right.
He watched Licorice Pizza as well, and reading the side trivia on Prime was more interesting than the actual movie.
What does that even mean?
So, and I also looked at the trivia for the movie. The actual stuff going on behind the scenes of this film, like who everyone was based on, and like the real stories of these characters and the real characters themselves seemed actually infinitely more interesting than the movie itself.
What is side trivia?
I'm more interested in is this a feature on Prime? Does everything have like trivia that I can be watching?
Like pop-up video?
Yeah, you can do that on Prime. Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can hit. I think it's like the down button, and it shows you the trivia.
You know what I can do on Prime?
What?
I can get postcards in the mail that tell me that I'm not taking advantage of watching my Amazon Prime subscription.
Really? Because I was just gonna say that's like one of my least watched services for sure.
I got like a whole envelope with I don't know, it was a nice looking envelope, and I opened it up. I'm like, what's Amazon sending me in the mail? This is weird. And I open it up, and it's like this postcard that's like, hey, why don't you check out our Lord of the Rings show? We noticed that you're not like taking advantage of your Prime viewing membership here. Do you know this comes with your membership?
Right. Do you know how much money we just spent making this Lord of the Rings show? You have to watch it. You have to watch it.
Meanwhile, all the Prime boxes that are coming to my house now too, are like all branded for that Lord of the Rings show, or Thursday Night Football.
Yes, I've seen the delivery vans have the football guys on there. Players, they're called actually, not guys. Football players. I don't know if you're into sports yet, but that's the proper terminology.
Got it.
I watched that Lord of the Rings show. We'll talk about it later. I feel like
I should get a postcard about this side trivia like that. That's
that
more
might bring you
interesting
in.
to me than like I go on Amazon, like I look at what they have, and it's like we're looking for family offerings for the most part, and it is absolute trash.
Yeah, Licorice Pizza I wouldn't describe as a family offering.
No, but I'm talking about their kids like section.
Yeah, it's
terrible.
It is pretty bad. It's not their bread and butter.
So I don't know.
Maybe they need to send you some more shit in the mail, and that'll get you to watch. That's probably the way to go. That's what I was
looking
do.
for was mail from Amazon. Exactly what that's the type of customer I am for Amazon. Like they don't know that I'm on their website looking, just getting blasted in the face by Lord of the Rings ads. Like
all the boxes that are coming. Like that's not enough to send the box. Couldn't they just put the letter inside the box?
You would have thought so.
It's important. They spend a lot of money on the show, Chip. You got to watch.
And football, I think.
They spend a lot of money on both. Yes. Both of those things. All right, Wombat, you can pay attention again. You can read some more show feedback.
I was paying attention.
Uh-huh.
Curfew Finway has to say, Murphy getting his arm blown off at point blank range by a shotgun. While
you have to give this some little bit of context.
I was going to after, but I could do it ahead of the comment as well.
I would recommend that.
Okay, this goes with the comment from the previous week about how we liked violent shows when we were in our 20s, and it's just not something that we're totally into now, and somehow that makes us hypocrites, and these comments are dumb. But anyway, Kuru Finway has to say, Murphy getting his arm blown off at point blank range by a shotgun while the criminal gang taunts him is just as violent as disturbing as anything I've seen recently on TV in a modern movie. It's a short scene, but it's stuck in my head for 30 years and not for being funny. Because you had mentioned that RoboCop 2 the violence was more humorous and over the top.
Certainly.
Than some of the violence.
That scene is not funny for sure. That scene also stuck with me as well. But I'm not really familiar with what Kuru Finway, after all these years, I still don't know how to say his name. I really can't comment on what Kuru Finway is watching. So I really don't, I can tell you The stuff that I watch when they have the violence, it's up on the screen for a long time. If you go back and watch even that scene in RoboCop, the violence is fleeting. It's intense because you're invested in the character and you feel bad for him. But before you could even cover your face up, to hide, they've switched camera angles and they're showing something else. So it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
I agree. It's not the same thing. And also, again, what people like can seek out different things at different points in their life. And you were seeking out things like RoboCop when RoboCop came out.
I was 15. I was 15 when RoboCop came out. I wasn't even seeking it. I didn't even know what I was. Look, it affected me the same way probably that it affected him. But the difference now is like all these series, even like those Marvel series like Jessica Jones and Iron Fist, like those were, they were questionable quality, but they were over the top gore, like multiple episodes. Like you had to look away for a long periods of time to avoid just like disturbing and gross stuff. It's not the same thing. Just the RoboCop is a piece of fine art, so it sticks with you over the years. It's not because it was just a nonstop gore fest like the modern shows. After what I gotta say about that.
You feel better?
Yes.
Okay, are we moving on?
I went back to watch the scene after he, after I saw this comment, because I was like, I'm pretty sure it's not the same thing. And I was right. Thank you. We can watch this jerks now.
All right. I watched a movie.
I watched the same movie.
Did you watch it?
I watched 2/3 of the same movie.
All right. So most of us watched Elvis on HBO Max. Baz Luhrmann's Elvis.
That's how you say his name, huh?
Yeah. Baz Luhrmann. Yeah.
Never heard anyone say it before out loud.
Oh, there you go. Baz. Baz. I'll try to say with a little bit of a Australian accent.
I like his style.
What are you trying to talk like Tom Hanks now?
There are people who go. I'm like, what? Why Tom Hanks? Why?
Why? Yeah. But why Tom Hanks is the right question to ask about this movie.
I know. It's a shame because I think otherwise it's a very good movie, but I think Tom Hanks, either as a choice or his choices, it's one or the other. It could be both. Just don't really stick the landing.
You can't stop seeing Tom Hanks in every scene that he's in, right? And going, why are you talking like that, Tom Hanks?
It's not even that. It's why does Tom Hanks look like a potato? And why is he melting? And why is he melting before my eyes?
Because Colonel Tom Parker looked like a potato.
I understand that, but he still looks like Tom Hanks, but as a potato, like a melting potato.
It's really
with a
weird.
hat, and it's just it's too much. I had to say, that's funny that you guys felt the same way. But that was really my
everyone
only.
Felt that way.
It's really weird.
I haven't read any criticism.
It's weird to see that famous of an actor in that role, but not that that he doesn't look like that or sound like that.
He's getting older. He's not like the big.
And it's just not even just that. It's that he does it and he doesn't pull it off. It'd be one thing if he did that and he was able to pull it off, and you were like, I didn't think I was gonna like this, but
fine.
But instead he's Dan Aykroyd as the judge and Nothing But Trouble.
No,
yes.
No.
That is the vibe. That is the vibe.
That is totally the vibe.
Oh, that cuts deep though.
I know it does.
You should think about that before you say that.
Huge Tom Hanks fan. I'm a huge Dan Aykroyd fan. Hanks. He's great. Yep. Both of them did the same performance here.
I remember seeing that movie, Nothing But Trouble in the theater, and that very scene where all those scenes with Dan Aykroyd, and really turning to my friend, saying should we go? Should we just leave? But we didn't, and I don't remember really that happening and really seeing any other movie in the theater. Maybe Caddyshack too, but
I did see Nothing But Trouble in the theater also. So
anyway, it's not that bad. I still like the movie. Nothing But Trouble. I did not like that movie
too. I like the movie too. It's very Baz Luhrmann. So
I wish it was more though.
Maybe a little. I get what you're saying.
It plays it awfully straight for a while, right? It
ran out of money.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's effects. We had the visual effects Tom Hanks over here. So there's not any of this like surreal art style that you see in certain places.
There's not enough of it.
There's not enough of it.
I think especially when you get, actually, I think it may get worse in the latter third. Once Elvis gets to Vegas,
that's
spoiler
right
alert,
where I'm at. I'm right at.
They ran out of money by the time that happened.
Vegas.
It's actually, it does feel a little static. I think they spent too much time on late Elvis, more than they should have. I think they did a decent job at young Elvis. I think that, it was interesting. I like the movie a lot anyway. I think that there's some 60s Elvis because they just gloss over 1962 to 1968. The comeback special part is the best part of the movie, as far as I'm concerned. Everything about it, Elvis being like, I'm going to do what I want to do for once in my life. And he does it. And it's a huge success and it's classic. And if you've actually never watched the actual 1968 Elvis comeback special, I've seen it more
most
times.
of the 99% of the audience. And
I
the
know.
hosts,
well, I don't
66.
think most, I've seen it I don't know, too many times.
Everything.
Yeah, I love it. I love the Elvis 68 comeback special. So it was nice to see them kind of get into the weeds on it. I didn't know all that much about it, the behind the scenes stuff. I didn't know all of that. And then I looked it up after, and that most of how they said it happened actually did happen that way. So that was kind of cool to see. But
yeah,
there were certain parts at the beginning where it felt a little Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, or it was a little too much like the beginning scene of a parody of those kind of movies. But once they got past that, I think the movie really is really good. And then once you get to the last 20 minutes, it starts to drag a little bit.
It was weird how the whole movie is really supposed to be a eating your hand, Wombat?
Yes,
okay?
no, I have a little thing. I was just getting my nail.
The movie is just is a morphine flashback for Colonel Parker, right? That's how it starts off. You see him in the hospital, and he's like, all right, here comes the morphine, and then here comes a lot of money. We spent a lot of money on all these visual effects to simulate the morphine stuff. And then later in the movie, when it's druggy Elvis, there's nothing left for druggy Elvis. There's no effects for druggy Elvis. We know that he's on some sort of drugs because we see pill bottles everywhere and they talk about it, but it's not visualized at all in the movie, which is weird because that's the whole director's calling card is.
I'm wondering, maybe I'll defend the director and go, maybe that was an artistic choice because the drugs weren't to make Elvis feel like he was in a dream state, but really just to make him feel normal.
That's what I'm guessing there.
So if you put effects on it, it makes it seemed like Elvis was taking the drugs because he wanted to take drugs.
Right.
But Elvis was taking drugs to feel like a regular human being.
See, they don't really talk about that. You know that, I guess, because you're an Elvis man. But they don't really. I guess so. They don't really tell you that in the movie. They just
it was pills to be awake, pills to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Just pills to function.
I inferred that because they were working him like a dog, but
yeah, because he thought he had a debt to pay off. And what's funny is that they don't mention this in the movie as part of the aftermath of it. They show in the movie that he owes Colonel Tom Parker $8 million. But what they don't tell you in the movie is Colonel Tom Parker did forge those documents, and he was actually $5 million in the black, not $8 million in the red.
Right. Makes sense.
It's also really heartbreaking because Elvis was literally worked himself to death for no reason.
Right. Yep. Tragic. Poor Elvis.
Yeah. Poor Elvis. Tragedy that is the Elvis Presley story.
I started watching the new Lord of the Rings TV show that Shipwreck needs to be watching because male. Basically unwatchable because of Black Elves, as you guys have heard. Pretty much almost turned it off as soon as I saw the Black Elves. So no, it's obviously that whole conversation is just I can't even imagine getting upset about that.
Did you read the She-Hulk stuff too?
I don't waste my time with that. I just saw people are complaining about it.
People are pathetic. Anyway,
the nice thing about this Lord of the Rings TV show compared to, let's say, that Game of Thrones TV show, the new one, is that even though the Game of Thrones TV show, it's pretty heavy subject matter. It's hey, the pure evil is here and we have to fight the pure evil, it's still infinitely lighter than the Game of Thrones TV show all around. It's got comic relief. It's got, it's got daytime and, nice scenery. So yeah, we've watched the first 2 episodes of that and that's pretty entertaining. So I would recommend, Chip, that you fire up Amazon Prime.
I like Lord of the Rings, but I don't love Lord of the Rings. Do you recommend the show for me?
It seems fine. If you like fantasy, if you like fantasy shows, do you like fantasy shows?
I have nothing against a good fantasy show.
Okay, well, it's think of it as a regular fantasy show. I don't know a lot.
When does this take place in the Lord of the Rings timeline?
It's like a prequel.
Super prequel, because it's about the ring. It's the Rings of Power. So I guess they're going to be making the Rings of Power in this.
Sure. I don't
remember when they throw a ring in a volcano.
This
is when they made the ring.
I understand. Yes, I
think it's more of like, hey, look, somebody spent a lot of money to make a AAA fantasy movie. It doesn't really matter that it's Lord of the Rings or whatever. I mean, Lord of the Rings, obviously having that IP is what gets it made in the first place. But as far as like a viewer is concerned, I don't know a lot about Lord of the Rings other than I watch the movies. And it seems fine for me, like perfectly entertaining for me. I don't seem like I'm not understanding what's happening. So yeah, Lord of the Rings.
Good.
Anybody else watching anything?
What is the next thing?
I watched the season premiere of Rick and Morty. I don't know if anyone here watches that. I'm going to go with a big no, right?
Right.
Correct.
Yeah. It was good. I'm wondering if the toxicity of that fan base has died down because I didn't see that much Rick and Morty stuff.
Not a chance.
No, is it still gross? It's a better show that doesn't deserve the crazy people that it has. It kind of bums me out.
I didn't even know there was like a problem with this show.
There's a pretty toxic Rick and Morty fan base that like to dissect things in the show. Probably a little more than they should and infer things. It's the same kind of people that complain about Black Elves and Lord of the Rings.
But how would that affect me if I just don't watch any of it? Like, I'm not going to read a single thing about Black Elves and Lord of the Rings. That's what I'm saying.
Like, I avoid it completely. And it's just, but it got to a point where people were like, Rick and Morty is a bad show. And I'm like, why is it a bad show? I was like, well, the people who watch it are terrible. I'm like, yeah, but that's not the show's fault.
Right.
And I actually really like the season premiere. There were a lot of cool callbacks. They're tying things together, and it still stood on its own. So I don't know. Rick and Morty, new season, 100 years.
Are you going to buy his new game?
No, because
we talked about that last week.
It's going to be on Game Pass, so I already paid for it.
Ooh.
So that answers that. I did play Trover Saves the Universe in VR. Does that count?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what it counts for, but it counts.
It's been a little cred.
Should we do some new releases? Probably some really big ones this week.
I've been playing some of these games.
Good.
Where are we going to start at?
How about the Disney game?
I have not played it yet. I've downloaded it on several devices.
And you made your guy.
I've played this game.
I see what I do during the day is I work.
Wombat's watching Elvis concerts and eating his fingers.
Did I play it during the day tonight? I don't think I played this I played it last night and I played it before we did a show tonight.
How is it?
Got it.
It is. Yeah.
Is it a game? What is this thing?
How dare you?
No, I said you watched the Elvis concert during the day. I didn't say you played this during the day.
Yeah. It is. Okay. I guess the best way to describe it is The Sims or Animal Crossing. Mm-hmm. Probably more like Animal Crossing with Disney. So Sims, Animal Crossing, Disney, all in one game. It's there are more missions than there would be in, say, just a straight ahead Animal Crossing clone. You're a regular human being. You've been dropped into the Dreamlight Valley, which is apparently where all the Disney characters live, but they've all lost their memory. So you have to clean up the town and rebuild it so everyone can remember who they are and get all the Disney characters back into.
Why isn't this game advertised?
I don't know. It's surprisingly good. it's very addictive in the way that Animal Crossing is. You know, it's you're not fighting anybody. There's no enemies. You're just doing stuff like, oh, it's me. I'm Remy the Rat. I need a bowl of chicken noodle soup. Can you make me that at your recipe table? And then I'm like, oh, I got to find the carrots and I got to find the onions and then I go and I make him his soup. And he goes, oh, thank you so much. Now I could go and live in the village. And I built him his house and he has his house and his restaurant. And now he's there and everybody's so happy. And Mickey is so happy that his friend Remy the Rat is back in town.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
Like my family's going to love
They're
love
gonna
playing
shit
this.
themselves while they play this game.
Yeah, we did. I mean,
Is that because it's so good, or because they're not going to want to get up because it's so good, or both?
It's literally both those things. Like,
Oh my
I was
God.
playing it before we did the show, and I kept saying to myself, "Okay, I'm gonna play for like 15 minutes. I'll clean up my town." And next thing I know, it was
Covered
an
in
hour.
shit.
It was
Covered
an
in
hour
shit.
later. Yeah, covered in shit. So
Put back of the box quote
I'm
right there.
looking for- I don't think there is a box. I don't think this is even retail, right?
I think there is maybe a Switch retail version, but don't quote me on
it's
that.
just so odd to me. Like, I knew of this game, but it's because I just randomly got an email
Yeah,
about it.
it's on
Like-
Game Pass,
Mhm.
so you already have it.
I just
and-
feel like this should be like being like everybody should know about this.
Yeah, and it's the $30 version. The game comes in two prices, 30 and 70. I don't see any reason why anyone would need the $70 version. The $30 version that you get with Game Pass actually does give you like some of that in-game currency too.
Love that in-game currency.
Well, I'm not saying you need it or want it, but it's just interesting that the
What do we
Game
got,
Pass
Mickey Moolah?
version.
What is this?
Yeah. Oh my, I don't even know. I know
Disney
that there was
dollars,
like there's
obviously.
a Game Pass, a Battle Pass, whatever you want to call it, a season pass.
Mhm.
Sure.
And they give you enough of the coins to get the first one, like, and still have a lot left over. I'm like, after I played too much of it, I'm like, fine, I'll invest in your stupid season pass and take one for the team here. So now they got me in their dumb season pass.
Into the ecosystem.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna.
Ecosphere.
I don't think I would ever spend any money on this game.
Until
I say now, no, I don't think so.
is this their
I'm
like their
definitely
metaverse
spending- I'm
game?
definitely spending money on this game. I can tell you that.
I
Yeah,
feel like
I
this
don't-
is their
I don't
metaverse
see-
experiment.
But
Uh-huh.
it's a Game Loft game.
It's a game loft game like the cell phone people, but I don't know if it's on phones. I know it's on PC, and it's surprisingly good. I mean, there's a little bit of jank. Like, I went into Merlin's house and I opened a chest, and the little orb that flew behind a piece of furniture by the wall, so I can't get it, and I can't edit the furniture in his house.
I
So
blame that on you. I think
so
that's probably your fault.
somehow it's probably my fault. So I
Yeah.
can't get that one orb. The game is fine without it. I don't need it, but it's just annoying that I can't grab it.
Mm.
But yeah, the other problem I think I have with this game is there's definitely storage issues, in the sense that, you know, I don't need to carry that many rocks. I don't want to carry all those rocks, but the rocks just stay on the ground. So when I run around, there are just like rocks everywhere that I
you've
just haven't
dropped?
picked up. Yeah.
Hmm.
And they're literally everywhere. And it's like, well, maybe I just should stop breaking things. I'm like, I don't
Clean
know
up
what
those
else.
rocks. Isn't there like a box you can put the rocks in or something?
No, because your in-house storage is also limited.
Oh man, what a jip.
I know.
What if you
So
paid them more money?
I guarantee, yes, you can make your backpack bigger, and that costs.
Ship knew the solution somehow.
Yeah, it's money. So I'm like, I'm just gonna have rocks everywhere. But you know, you get Merlin, Goofy, Mickey to start things off with. Oh, and Uncle Scrooge. Those are your 4 starter guys in your village. So that's a good starter village, people. So if your kids are into those characters, they're gonna be happy.
So they'll learn to be, right, Chip?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fine with those characters.
And you get to run around in dumb clothing, and you know, it's everything you expect from Animal Crossing meets Disney.
Did you make your character look like you?
I
Like-
tried. He's
like
so
Chip
skinny.
did?
Yeah, as my son said, "Oh, he looks like you, but skinny." I'm like, "Thanks, you're a good kid."
The art style is pretty good.
Mhm.
Like for the characters, it's not exactly Fortnite-ish, but it's somewhat in that vein a little bit of like
It's
how
cartoon.
they-
It's Disney
that
cartoony.
kind of yeah. Like I don't know, lankiness that those characters have.
There's definitely
proportion thing that they got going on.
Nope, I think they did a good job here. I will continue to play it because I'm enjoying it. And what else am I going to do? What am I going to do? Work, right, Chip?
Right. Dreamlight Valley is a much better place to be than work from home.
You know what? Dreamlight Valley, if I could move there, I would. My house there is nicer than my house here.
I've been playing Onsen Master.
Onsen
is what I call it. Onsen Master. You haven't been playing this, have you?
You have to pay for this.
Right.
So no.
Well, they sent me a code for it.
Well,
so
I have to pay for this.
What is it?
So Onsen Master is.
You told me what this is. You tell everyone else.
It's thanks. It's Overcooked, but you're running an onsen. So it's one that Mrs. Shipwreck and I are playing through co-op. So it's got normal people in it, but then its story hook is that there's yokai. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah.
The monsters, the traditional Japanese monsters. They are also coming to the hot springs.
Yeah, just like that movie, Spirited Away.
Yeah. So they're coming to the hot springs, and you have to. They're the ones like kind of messing things up, right? Like, so you have to be able to kind of battle them at the same time, but you're battling them by like they'll jump in one of the springs, and you have to like throw ingredients like. Or enchantments or whatever into there to like appease them and make them go away, or they'll like possess you and then like your controls go all backwards or whatever, that type of thing. So it's cute. We're having fun with it. It's $15. It's exactly what you think it is. Like if you've ever played Overcooked
or seen Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, it's fun. I like that one.
I like fun.
I feel like there'd be yelling in your household with it, Cheapy.
Yeah, probably not gonna play that one, just for the sake of
the unique mechanic it has is that you pick stuff up with the triggers.
Okay,
and so you can pick stuff up with like the right trigger with your right hand, left trigger with your left trigger with your left hand, and so you can hold multiple ingredients. And you're guiding like the guests to the springs where they need to go. So you can have two of them. Yeah. You're multitasking through it.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's not just a direct rip off of Overcooked. It's got some uniqueness to it.
Sounds good. And you learned how to say onsen. So it's educational.
I'll forget that in like 15 minutes.
There's probably some other Japanese words in there too.
It's pronounced on. Sin.
You can't even
if I think hard enough about it, I can usually pronounce those, but
yeah,
it's I got to think about it before I speak, and that's not going to happen.
No. What else we got this week?
Circus Electrique.
Yes,
I know how to pronounce French words.
Has anyone other than me given that a shot?
I have.
Oh, nice.
That is a turn-based RPG, like a steampunk, late 19th century.
It's steampunk. Steampunk. Yeah.
British circus themed turn-based RPG, which is unique and different and fun. It's from the makers of it's the Zen people. What was the name of that? Operencia, right? Is it the same people?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the Operencia team, I think, who made it. And it's a pretty good game. If you like turn-based RPGs that take place in steampunk Victorian England with circus folk as your characters.
Yeah, and it's a more like, it's not like an open world or you're not exploring type of RPG. It's you're going into direct battles against other steampunk type robot creatures.
There is a map where you're choosing like, to go like left or right or whatever, but you're not walking. You're just choosing the next location on the map.
Yeah, it's got good mechanics. it's definitely a type of game like you either know this is for you or it's not for you, because you have to do a little learning while you're playing, right? The tutorial is pretty extensive.
Yeah, there's a lot of learning. There's a lot of this character does that. And if you want to do this, and you also have a circus and you have to set up shows in your circus, and the characters in your shows in the circus, you can't take with you when you go out to battles. So make sure that the characters in your show and your circus are not the ones you want to use to battle with, but the characters in your circus need to be able to draw a crowd so you can get the stuff so you can keep going to more battles with the people not in your circus. Did I get that right?
Yeah, no, you nailed it. You forgot about the sleeping cart too, though, that you can also you put people in there to regenerate their health, and you also cannot use them in the circus or the battles. And in the battles, you can swap people from where they're at in line, and then where they're at in line depends on what skills they can use.
And now there are certain people that are here listening to this, and they're saying to themselves, "This is exactly what I'm looking for in a video game."
Correct.
And there are also people listening to this going, "Thank you for telling me that that's what this game is all about."
Right. There's a lot, because there's at least 6 skills per each character, and it depends on where they're standing in relation to other characters on who they can attack, and it's in depth. It's well done, but it's you've got to invest some time into that one.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Got it. That's Circus Electrique. Anything else?
No.
All right, then. Time for an ad.
Sure. Cheapy, what is HelloFresh? With HelloFresh, you get...
No, I'm not involved in this ad.
With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Have a packed schedule this fall. HelloFresh has meals covered with a weekly selection of 30+ recipes and 70+ convenience items, all delivered to your door. Now more than ever, we're all looking for ways to save some money. In fact, HelloFresh is 25% less expensive than takeout, and is even cheaper than grocery shopping too. Enjoy the freshest fall flavors. Every HelloFresh recipe includes ripe, just-picked produce that travels from the farm to your door in less than a week. Also, a reminder that Green Chef is now owned by HelloFresh, and with a wider array of meal plans to choose from, there's something for everyone. We love switching between the brands, and now my listeners can enjoy both brands at a discount from the CAGcast. I'm coughing because it's true. I am a HelloFresh customer. I have been for what? Ever? It feels like forever. Maybe.
I think that's right. Yeah. Like I got some on anniversary. They sent me an email congratulating me on, I don't know, like 250 boxes or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I got a similar. Yep. Similar email. A lot of boxes, a lot of meals. We love it. Obviously, we keep doing it. We wouldn't do it if we didn't love it. So you should do it too. You'll love it if you haven't already. You just go to HelloFresh.com/CAGcast16 and use code CAGcast16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. Go to HelloFresh.com/CAGcast16 and use code CAGcast16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
Okay. Let's have some water there. You got to refresh yourself. HelloFresh is actually part of my my daughter's homework tonight, because one of her homework assignments this week was to help cook dinner.
Oh, nice. Okay, yep. I feel better now. Sorry, that was like something literally is stuck in my throat and it hurts. So hold 1 second. I thought I got it and I didn't. I know Cheapy loves this. Not to go too deep, but every day is precious, and we should make the most of our days. They shouldn't start with mediocre grocery store coffee. You deserve to start your day with the best coffee you can make at home from Trade Coffee. Let me tell you about Trade Coffee. It's a coffee subscription service unlike anything you've tried before, because they partner with top independent roasters to freshly roast and send their best coffees to best coffees in the country direct to your home on your preferred schedule. Your trade experience can be as simple or sophisticated as you want. You can quickly select from curated collections by roast, flavor profile, brewing method, and more. Their team of experts do all the work, taste testing hundreds of coffees from across the U.S. every month to curate over 450 exceptional coffees that make the cut. Or if you want something curated just for you, then take a minute to complete Trade Coffee's questionnaire, and you'll be expertly matched with your perfect coffee, and a fresh bag of beans will be on its way. The coffee I get from Trade Coffee is so good, I can't believe how much I like what they picked for me, and I know Shipwreck loves what they picked for him.
I do. I just let them. I just send it to me. Like, they know what they're doing. Just send it to me. I don't have to like tell you what I like. They send it to me. I go, this is good. It goes in my mouth. It goes in my belly.
That sounds appropriate. Trade is the easiest way to get your very best tasting coffee delivered fresh when you need it. You've got nothing to lose because Trade guarantees you'll love your first bag. If not, they'll work with you to replace it for free. So if you want to support small businesses and brew the best cup of coffee you've ever made at home, it's time to try Trade Coffee right now. Trade is offering our listeners a total of $30 off your first order, plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/CAGcast. That's drinktrade.com/CAGcast for $30 off your subscription to the best coffees in the country.
Oops, what happened there? Everything okay?
I thought I was about to die.
Oh my gosh.
I made it through.
I missed it, but I saw like there was something happening.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm
cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, it's time for your fortnightly news.
I know. So what do we got? We got a week left. A week left of the season, which is very exciting. And there was an update today, and no one knew what the update was going to be. And it was a surprising update because it wasn't one about the actual game itself. There was nothing added to playing in the game, but they reworked how the shop works to make it less difficult or more difficult.
Spend money.
Basically, they made it more difficult to accidentally spend money. It used to be really easy to make an accidental purchase, and they had like a ticket refund system, which they still have. So if you bought something and within 30 days you decide you hate it, you can get your V-Bucks back. But you only get to do that 3 times a year. So, it's not a perfect system, but they actually changed it. So they made it just a little bit more difficult.
How many times a year do you do that?
I've accidentally made, I think have used 2 tickets, not this year, but like,
okay. I was gonna say you're down to your last one.
No, I have 2 tickets right now, but in the last 2 years, I had to use like a ticket at least once a year. I've used the ticket. So yeah, that's happened to me twice. And I did buy like early on, I bought a skin by accident using V-Bucks that I didn't mean to buy. And it was before they had the ticket system. So I was stuck with it. It's the lamb.
I hope you're using it.
It's actually it's a decent skin. I don't hate it. So which is why I'm like not crazy upset about it. But I understand how frustrating that could be. And actually someone
So this is probably due to a lawsuit or something, right?
I don't know. I mean,
it sounds like something that
oh yeah, they were sued
parents,
they were totally sued
parents
over
are suing about this.
I remember reading about it.
Sounds what this is.
Yeah,
totally.
This is not like, oh yeah, we really want to do a good thing here, make it harder for people to buy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not this.
And now it's like you really have to like make a decision, like to consciously hit it's
like it should be like any like marketplace should be is like, are you sure you want to buy this? This is real money. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I noticed the Xbox, just the general store on the Xbox, like it's pretty easy to accidentally buy something. You're a few like, I got the controller with the back button on it and I have it set to the A button. And I put that controller down on the couch in the wrong position and it's going to hit A few times perhaps. And I got pretty close to the buy screen there. Anyway, what do we got in the real news?
I'm glad they made this update, whatever the reasons may be. Yes, I agree. It's something they should have done a long time ago, and it's something they should have done on their own. But whatever the reasons may be, it's there now, and whatever. So, and we'll talk more. Not this time next week, but the show after.
How's the Apple Fortnite stuff going? I feel like that we haven't had a good update on that.
They don't need it anymore. They don't need Apple anymore because they have the xCloud.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So Apple won.
I guess. I think everybody won. I don't know.
I didn't
Fantastic.
win.
I love it when everybody wins in lawsuits.
I don't feel like I won. Anyway, the big story this week is all about Call of Duty and sour grapes, I guess. You put this on the outline, Juan.
I did.
You got pretty excited about this, I guess.
I mean, because we've talked about it so much.
Yes.
The idea of, Microsoft buying Call of Duty, buying Activision, and whether or not Activision games would now become exclusive games on Xbox consoles,
right.
Moving forward. I don't think they would pull games off the stores that are already there, but with new games coming out, be exclusive to the Xbox.
Right.
And one of the things that we had always said for a long time is that that we thought Call of Duty would eventually become an Xbox exclusive. That they have current agreements that they wouldn't be able to break because they're legal contracts for however long they are. And then after that, I think we basically were like,
anything's up for grabs.
It's all, anything's possible after that. Apparently,
nobody else thought that, though. By the way, if you noticed, like when we were talking about those things, everybody else was like, not everybody, but a lot of people, most people were like, "Look, it's Call of Duty. It's got to be on PlayStation. They're going to keep it on PlayStation forever. Nobody's got anything to worry about. People are just, people are assuming too much."
Well, the quote I heard from everybody was, "What are they going to? They're not going to just leave money on the table."
Right.
I'm like, they're good. They're going to be fine. I actually read it. I think it's like 14% of most of the post game revenue comes from the Sony consoles. About 14% of the post buying the game revenue, whatever word we want to use, comes from Sony.
For the Call of Duty stuff, you mean?
Yeah, the Call of Duty stuff. Like people buy it.
Only 14%?
Well, it's 14%. It was in the Discord channel. But yeah, it was like 14, maybe 16. I'm trying to remember. But it wasn't crazy. I mean, Microsoft was 4th on the list. So I guess it's all relative.
Where are the other? Who's in the first and second and third?
First is Sony.
Right. Who's second and third?
PC and maybe mobile.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you just take the PlayStation out of that equation.
Right.
But you're not, though.
You're still
but that's
all right.
just it.
Right. You're fine.
But the thing is, though, are you taking them out of the equation or?
It sounds like in 3 years they're planning to.
Right.
Well, yeah, let's get back to the story here because we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Right.
So the offer that Microsoft made to Sony, according to these quotes from Jim Ryan, who is the PlayStation CEO, so he would know, is that the deal offered by Microsoft was after the current deals, they would still release the game for 3 more years. And I guess that's it.
Right. Yeah.
So,
which seems like a reasonable thing to do. Like I would bet on that if that was an option.
And Darkness found it. It's 17%. I said 14. I said 14 or 16.
I was expecting much more than that, to be honest.
And I wasn't off by that much. I said,
no, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
I was expecting like something in the 30s or, maybe even 40%. Because like Sony was like, they had that whole agreement with Call of Duty where they were the home of Call of Duty, right, Chip?
The home of Call of Duty.
The new home of Call of Duty.
Well,
they weren't the home of Call of Duty before they paid all the money.
Right.
So let's say
them the home of Call of Duty.
Right.
This just sounds like Sony being upset that they were only able to like rent the home.
Right.
And
someone came and bought it.
We're gonna come buy that home now.
Right.
And of that 17%, so let's say this deal happens as is, right?
Uh-huh.
And for the next, I don't know, 6 to 8 years, whatever it winds up being, once that's all over, and you're a huge Call of Duty fan, but you were primarily a PlayStation person, are you never going to play Call of Duty again, or are you going to buy an Xbox? Like, what part of that 17% switches over? And that's sort of it too. Like, I don't even think they're losing that full 17%. They may lose 10% of the 10%. They may lose 12%. I don't think it's the full 17%.
You think those people will still, some of those people will still continue to play on other platforms, so the money will just come elsewhere?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, right. Yeah, I think that money comes elsewhere. I don't think it's a full 17% loss.
Sure.
And I'm sure Microsoft is well aware of that too. So as far as that, leaving money on the table, I don't think they're leaving as much money on the table as people thought they were.
Sure. And there's some money on this other table for the people who buy Xboxes too.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's part of the reason why Microsoft is like, hey, we'll do 3 years. It probably looks better in the eyes of the regulators, is my assumption. Like, this totally seems like something to use the regulator. I don't think Microsoft wants to do it.
Of course. If there was no regulation or anything like that, and they could just do whatever they wanted, there would be no fucking Call of Duty next year. I mean, as soon as the deal passed, there would be no Call of Duty unless.
Well, I think those other contracts are still legally binding.
Yes. Yeah, well, I'm saying if they didn't have to abide by those as soon as possible, unless they could come up with something that's, that they would take in trade, like a Game Pass store on PlayStation. I don't even know if they would go for that.
I would say maybe the other way around, some Sony games on the Xbox, like your Spider-Mans and maybe like a God of War, whatever the biggest franchises are.
We'll trade you 2 Spider-Mans.
We'll trade you 2 Spider-Mans for 3 Call of Duties.
I feel like it's more likely that they will not be able to come to some sort of agreement, and
I don't think they will either. And I think that I don't even I guess it's a guess at this point.
This is the first time in a while that like the PlayStation and Xbox teams haven't been friendly, out in the public. Like the way that Jim Ryan brought this out, his opening statement there. If I hadn't intended to comment on this,
sure,
what I understood to be private business, but Phil brought this out, that's pretty catty,
right? Also, I've had this prepared statement, which I'm gonna, just read off the cuff.
Jim Ryan called it inadequate on many levels. I think that if Sony turns this down, then there's going to be no deal at all. But Microsoft still gets to show the regulators, hey, this is Sony's decision not to have this game on their console anymore, not ours. We can't be held responsible. Let this deal go through. Right. That's what I think Microsoft wants to happen. I think that's why they went ahead with a deal that's essentially a shitty deal. They're like, look, this is what we'll do, and Sony's like, this deal sucks.
But did you read this whole quote from him? I don't know if you got to the end of it, but the best part is the last sentence where he says, "We want to guarantee PlayStation gamers continue to have the highest quality Call of Duty experience, and Microsoft's proposal undermines this principle." First of all, we all want things, right? I would love to have a Lamborghini. I wouldn't actually, but whatever. I would love to have anything.
Know what you mean.
But yeah, of course you would love to guarantee that. That's great for business to be able to guarantee to your customers that you're going to have Call of Duty. But you don't own Call of Duty. Some other company owns Call of Duty. And soon after that, some other company is probably going to own Call of Duty. And they may not want to have it on your system. So you actually can't guarantee that. But I do understand that you want to guarantee that because that's good for business. It just seems really like a weird statement, like it's in the Constitution. The right to play Call of Duty is like an amendment to the Constitution somehow, and that all gamers have this right to the best Call of Duty experience. And somehow it's only fair when Sony pays for all the exclusivity, but as soon as some other company moves in on it, then that's a problem because we can't guarantee the experience. It's a very weird statement. It makes me angry a little bit. It's meant to confuse people, right? It's intentionally misleading, that statement. It's operating on sentiment and not any type of business anything, right? Just feelings, not facts. Anyway, I don't care that much about Call of Duty, so it doesn't affect me personally, but apparently a lot of people are triggered about it.
I think, of course, a lot of people are triggered about it because they all thought that their game was going to stay on their console. And they found out today that that's probably not going to happen, at least not in perpetuity.
Capitalisms.
I think this is a short term, in the short term, everyone is fine. Like this isn't going to impact your Christmas this year or next year or even the year after that. As I think that's
10 years we're looking at, right? Like, is that what it is? They said three more cycles of releases plus 3 years after that.
Yeah.
So how many years is that?
Six.
That's just 6 years?
6 or 8. I would say somewhere between 6 or 8 years.
Can they release some like greatest hits versions to get the
remastered?
Well, I mean, you laugh, but I would not be surprised if something like that, like Warzone asset pack kind of thing, like it's a disc version of unlockables for Warzone, and they call that
the Call of Duty Live album.
Yeah, they call that one of the games. Yes, I understand what you're saying, and I get the jokes.
Yes,
but there's totally ways they could do the whole record band trying to get out of their record contract deal with this. Yep.
Here's Call of Duty with one more level.
Yep.
Right. A level you've never heard of.
There's going to be one that's just Neil Young playing a synthesizer for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Soap. It'll be Soap.
Yep.
He's still around, right? Is he a thing?
Yeah. Soap McTavish.
Yeah, he's big. Like people get excited when they talk about him. There's a few guys
I'm surprised Jim didn't mention him during
Ghost.
His,
I think there's a guy named Ghost. People get excited about. I don't know. I'm not that invested in it.
Yeah.
But yes, they do. They do want to guarantee the PlayStation gamers to have the highest quality Call of Duty experience. We should have bought the fucking company. I don't know what to tell you. Like. It's just like, yeah, it's very weird.
And Darkness mentions again in the chat that Sony should buy Fortnite, and this is a friendly reminder that Sony can't afford Fortnite. So
well, and also that there's a Chinese company that owns 49% of Fortnite, and
I don't think it's that much of Epic, right?
Of Epic, sorry, it's very high. It's almost a controlling interest. It's just short of a controlling interest, and Tim's got the controlling interest.
That's the way with Ubisoft now as well.
Sony
right?
does have a stake in Epic too. They do.
Yeah.
I think it's like 15% or 20%. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway,
we can move on from your.
I mean,
your
it's
news.
kind of crazy. It's crazy.
But look, that's business. That's how it works. You can't really complain about it. There's no. I'm sorry. Like it's a fucking first person shooter that's been around forever. There's no God-given right to have a Call of Duty game on every console. Like that's just a ridiculous thought. Think of any product and apply that principle. It doesn't make any sense.
So wait a minute, you're saying there's not a chance that Super Mario Brothers is going to come onto the Xbox?
I mean, if they buy Nintendo, it could come onto it could come onto the Xbox, but
that would be insane. Don't even make. Well, you know what it is? It's the thing, and I saw this quote, and I saw this again in the Discord. Someone saying, "Well, Xbox wants to be the Netflix of games. They want to be the Netflix of games." I hear it all the time, and I don't know who started it. But if
who wants to be?
Xbox,
okay,
Microsoft. They want to be the Netflix.
That was old though, wasn't that an old?
When I find the person who said that first, I'm literally going to kick them in the nuts.
I think it was Ben Gilbert.
It doesn't know. Fuck, I'll kick him in the nuts. That's fair. It doesn't hold any water. If anything, Microsoft wants to be what? They want to be Disney. They want to buy Star Wars and Marvel and have an unblockable corner of market and mind share that no one can beat, and they want it to be exclusive to their own platform.
Sure, but to be fair, Netflix does also spend a lot of money to acquire content. In the same way that Microsoft's obviously acquiring these studios because they make content and companies. So it's not that bad of a comparison, actually, Ben. Your nuts may be safe. Wombat, hold off on his nuts.
It's not a fair comparison.
Okay.
Netflix is hemorrhaging money. No one wants to be the next Netflix.
Well, they spend too much on the content. Microsoft has got a lot of money.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's the big difference. They've been around longer.
I think the Disney comparison is it's a company with a lot of money that can make big gambles on high priced items and turn those into get profitable returns out of them.
Speaking of Microsoft, there's some two Microsoft related news items that I just saw today that I thought were at least interesting to me, and maybe you, Wombat, also. Shipwreck, not so much. Do you know there's a new Elite 2 cheaper controller for people who can't afford the full beans on the Elite controller? If you don't want to pay for all the paddles and extra knobs, you only pay $130 instead of I think 180 or 190. Otherwise, it's the same controller.
I paid 110 for my one that came with all the doodads. So
what, you got the refurb from Best Buy?
No, it wasn't even a refurb. It was just on sale.
The Elite controller 2?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's mistaken.
Oh.
Shipwreck's eyebrows went up. He tracks these things. I feel like he would know.
That seems awfully cheap for the Elite 2. Maybe it happened at some point, but that seems awfully cheap.
Yeah. I had $105 for the refurb Elite 2, and I thought that was like pretty solid deal.
It was like $115.
You can look it up later. Get back to us on Twitters.
Whatever.
Anyway,
it doesn't matter. I have one.
I feel like there's got to be a way to pick up these. Like if you only need one or two back paddles, to pick that up on eBay for like nothing, right? I don't know.
They're selling the component pack for another $60.
Yeah, but that's like, you don't need all that shit. You
no,
probably only just need like one thing.
What do you mean? All that stuff has been sitting in a container
for you.
I've had,
you don't need anything.
Yeah, I have the Elite. I have the Elite 1, and I've never changed any of those things.
Oh, you need the the back paddle.
Well, I put the paddles on. Yeah,
I have one paddle on the back.
Yeah, that's the way to go. Maybe two, but the one is pretty good. And this one is white. I like white controllers. I may have to grab this one.
Is that why you don't like the Lord of the Rings show?
I said I like the Lord of the Rings show though. I'm looking forward to the next one. I like black elves. I don't see any reason why elves cannot be any different color.
Chibi D is a man of simple things. He likes black elves and white controllers.
I like any type of elves.
Can that be the title of the show, by the way? Black elves and white controllers?
Maybe, if I remember. But I already had a title, but I forgot it because I didn't write it down.
Okay, I'm going to put it on the top then.
All right. Let's see. Oh, and also the other Netflix, the other Microsoft news, aka the Netflix of gaming, is that they've added noise suppression to Xbox party chats now. So if you have a friend who's got a shitty headset, like I do, like Curry Manju, you can finally filter out all the air conditioner noise and police sirens going off and gunfire in the background. So that's a pretty good feature add. I'm excited for that. Because I feel like, as someone who bought an Xbox headset, I shouldn't be I'm like giving people good audio, but I'm getting back garbage. So finally, this evens things out for us people with decent headphones. Thank you, Microsoft. And Nintendo, there was some very big news. In fact, the future of Whipsmart's Spank Banky is at risk, because Gamuzumi announced on Twitter that their latest game is having trouble getting passed by Nintendo. And they've never had a problem like this before. We sent the game in for review about a month ago, haven't received a review yet, but what we did receive was an email entailing that maybe the game will not fit the console policies. So look out, pervs. You may have to find...
If only there was a way to see naked ladies. Yeah. If only there was an easy, inexpensive way to see naked ladies.
But you know what? I think like people need it in video game form. Some people it's not enough just YouPorn and whatnot. Like they need, or they would prefer, not need, but maybe just prefer to have it mixed in with the video games. I will say that game Immortality is pretty sexy. It has a lot of sexy moments. Not just nudity and sex, but eroticism. And that's I don't think I've ever played a game that has been so sexy.
That made you horny.
I don't know if that made me horny, but I was like, this is serious entertainment right here. Serious adult entertainment. This is not a video. This is not a game, actually, really.
It's not a game at all.
It's not a game. This is video entertainment. This is a unique...
I enjoy it too. Don't get me wrong, but it's not a video game.
No, there's not much of a gameplay element, but I love it and I'm still playing it. And even though I rolled the credits on Immortality like a couple of days ago, I still don't really know what happened, and I'm still finding new stuff and unlocking secrets, sort of.
Oh, speaking of rolling credits, I never mentioned I rolled credits on Saints Row.
Nice. I feel like you're in an elite club with that.
I am. The storyline, once I figured out what the glitch was, what I thought was a glitch, but just was they did not explain what I needed to do properly. And someone online was like, no, I had the same issue. This is what you need to do. They just don't do a good job of the game explaining what to do.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, that's fair enough. I did that. And then I only had like 20 to 30 minutes left after it. The main storyline is very short. And they padded the game out with a lot of unnecessary side missions if you really want to complete it. Because it said I'm only at 40% complete.
Right.
And that was with roll credits. I am not going to drive a truck from one end of the map to another just to, 15 times just to.
How many hours would you say it took to finish it? I looked it up online. It said it could take like 12 to 20 hours. Does that sound?
That sounds reasonable. Yeah, I was surprised at how short this main story was. Mm-hmm. Yep, not bad. Just
yeah.
I don't know if anyone needs to run out and grab it, but
they really should have leaned into the GBD character. I feel like that could have.
I think yeah.
Could have had a whole good story there with like Internet Empire or some bullshit, and I don't know. Couldn't have been worse. It sounds like. Yeah, I deleted it off my hard drive. I needed to make room for something.
Sounds fair.
Let's move on to the CAG bag here. At Colonel Rangoon writes in and he says, has any game release been as anti-consumer as Halo Infinite? How is Halo Infinite anti-consumer? I know that it had some, it's definitely like short of content and had some bugs and stuff. But how is it anti-consumer? And it was free on Game Pass. Or included on Game Pass, rather.
This might be in regards to, I think they just came out and said that they were not going to have split screen local co-op.
Which they said they would have at some point. And
and then they said, nope, we're punting on that one. And to be honest, like I stopped playing it because I was waiting for that update. So that kind of sucks. It's that's kind of what Halo is. Some of the appeal of Halo through the years is that split screen co-op. Doesn't seem like it's that big of a reach.
Right. But is that anti-consumer?
I don't know if it's
a little bit. Yeah, because that was we don't have it at launch, but it's coming promise.
Right. And then they broke the promise. They lied.
Yeah.
Well, they broke the promise.
I can't think of a higher profile game that's been as disappointing maybe as Halo Infinite.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it anti-consumer. I would say
as much as it is just terrible.
Anticlimactic is what I would say. Like the campaign was anticlimactic. Like
I would go as far as to say that I think that there is irreparable damage to the Halo franchise, and I think whatever they do next will not have the same type of luster or fanfare that this game had. I think that it will hurt not just their game sales, it hurts Microsoft, and it hurts the marketing and all of the shit that they sell that says Halo on it. Halo is more than just a game. Halo is a brand and a product.
It's a cereal.
Yes. Well, and the toys, the controller holders, the t-shirts, the wool hats. There's a lot of there's a lot of Halo out there, and this game is important because it fuels. If the game is good and it keeps people interested, then people buy more toys,
buy more Xboxes too,
and more Xboxes. And they really screwed the pooch on this one.
I still am shocked that there's no battle royale game mode for this. How is that even possible? How is that possible?
It doesn't feel like they're pumping the money and resources into it. That if they really wanted it to be,
because there's not going to be much more Halo because they're going to turn that focus onto Call of Duty.
They already have the people working on Call of Duty.
Like Call of Duty is limited as far as merchandising goes.
Because it's just soldiers.
It's just soldiers
for now,
right?
Well, what can you do? Like you can have it's pretty generic. You can't really make much in the way of action figures. It just looks like shitty war toys.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong there.
But Wombat, you are right that like the game like is such a misfire that like who cares about the toys? It can't be like they're definitely got to be selling less toys because the game isn't, people aren't playing the game. There's less people playing the game. There's gonna be less people buying the toys. Like it's not. That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, no,
right?
Shipwreck and I both got giant Halo mechs on clearance.
The toys are good.
The toys are really good toys too.
Good.
But they're on clearance.
Yeah. Yep. The mechs were so cheap, we got 2 of them.
I don't know. There's still no battle royale.
No.
Maybe they'll have
horde mode. There's no horde mode, right? They haven't even added that in yet. And that was something that was
COVID fucked them. COVID fucked them, right? That's a valid excuse. I think we can definitely say that. But yeah, I don't know how you bounce back from that.
Well, I think you can definitely bounce back from it.
They just need to make a great Halo game.
More money.
Yeah.
It's not hard. It's not hard to bounce back from it, but they just, have to do it.
I will go back when the Battle Royale mode launches, if that ever happens. Otherwise, it's going to seem like it's going to be tough. I don't know what they could offer. At Night Eternal writes in and says, to me, he says, do you think you could beat Serena Williams in a ping pong match? How much would you be willing to bet? I mean, she's not going to train for it, right? It's just like, we're going to meet in a bar like tomorrow. I would bet a lot of money that I would beat her. Like, just because she's good at regular tennis doesn't mean she's going to be good at ping pong.
I would bet everything I have that you would lose to a world-class athlete. That's the greatest of. Yes,
I think you would crumble under the pressure.
No way. There's
no way.
You wouldn't be nervous at all.
Is she training at all for ping pong? Like, is she going to do anything?
I don't think it matters. Because
no, that's crazy. That's ridiculous.
She's a world-class.
So what? So who cares? It's like saying she's going to be good at bowling because she's a world-class athlete.
Yes.
What? That's ridiculous.
Yes, I think Serena Williams is also probably very good at bowling. I'm not saying every professional tennis
archery.
Player.
Where do we stay? Like she's automatically good at everything. She's good at tennis because she played tennis for 10 hours a day every day or more than that. For like her entire life, basically.
I think Serena Williams would beat Ship at 1-on-1 basketball.
So Ship's shaking his head. Now, why is that different? Ship. I want to hear Ship. Why is that different?
That's different because it's just
world-class athlete, though.
I'm saying I think Serena Williams.
There's a difference between like 13-year-old girls don't beat grown men at basketball.
But that's just because of the physics of the sport.
That's exactly.
But she's much stronger than you, right?
Serena Williams isn't 13 years old.
I know, but it's the difference between.
Wait,
she's stronger than you.
She's got to be stronger than you. Have you seen her legs?
She is stronger she is a stronger human being than you are.
I would beat her at basketball.
I don't think so.
Wow.
I beat women that played for UConn at basketball.
But world-class athlete, according to Wombat's definition of what makes somebody good at every sport.
Yeah, she's probably a top 5 athlete in the world.
But does she play basketball ever? Does she ever picked up a ping pong paddle? Like, these are important questions to know before we make these wagers.
I'm saying it doesn't matter.
Okay, I believe I'm on Team Shipwreck.
In this hypothetical
I mean, I don't know about her
situation.
basketball skills. I would need to see some video on that.
I'm sure she's played basketball.
Well, I would say she's probably played more basketball than she's played more ping pong.
You don't know that. She might have a ping pong table at her house. I'm sure she has a very nice house.
Here's a picture of her playing ping pong. Someone just posted it. Oh, who was that? Chip?
Yep.
You just posted that? Yeah, it doesn't mean that. Okay, so she's held a ping pong paddle before. It doesn't mean that she's played a lot. I would take that. I would bet on myself.
Let's get it set up. Let's do it.
But she can't know about it because she's going to train. My point is
I would
now.
take her word if she said, I'm not going to train for this.
I would believe her. And then I would do it. And then I would win. It's just like she won't be able to return any of my serves. And she won't. I mean, like, she's going to know about spin. Like, people who don't play ping pong just don't know about these things. Like, it would be. Anyway, whatever.
I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad you think you could beat her.
Sure. It's not something that like I'm gonna it's gonna bother me, but it just I think it's interesting that just because somebody.
I think you would cave under the pressure.
Okay. I don't know, maybe, but
so Serena Williams walks into your ping pong club, and you're not going to be nervously hitting ping pong balls everywhere.
You know what? Like, I'm not a huge tennis fan, so I'm not going to be like starstruck by her. Now, if Naomi Osaka came into the club, I'm a bigger fan of hers just in general, not so much just like ping pong, but like she does a lot of shit. That I'd probably be more starstruck, and then maybe I would choke. But I have tournament experience now, so a lot of that is getting your nerves under control, especially when you're tired and sweaty. So I'm ready. I'm ready for the challenge. I think these women are very busy, so I don't really have to worry about this challenge coming to fruition anytime soon. But I'm going to stay confident and believe in myself, and I believe in Shipwreck also. Maybe until I see a video of Serena playing basketball.
No, I would.
No, it doesn't even matter.
Basketball.
It doesn't even matter if I see a video of her and she's like sinking threes.
There's a difference between men's basketball and women's basketball, and only WNBA players would be in the conversation. Like I love this. It's good. I'm learning a lot. It's not me being sexist or anything. It's just a different level of athleticism. Like the skill is there. It's just the jumping is not.
The jumping. You're saying that Serena can't jump as good as you? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. I didn't know that. I never seen you jump. I want to see you jump now. Can you jump right now?
I'm sitting in a chair
this
right
is
now,
not interesting
so
enough for you.
Jump.
I'm trying to get Shipwreck to jump.
I'm looking up, trying to see Serena Williams playing basketball. But all you get is a lot of articles comparing Serena Williams to Michael Jordan.
Right. Interesting. But God, I'm learning a lot. I like it. Try to find a video. I'll look later for a video of
Michael
Serena.
Jordan of tennis.
I'm going to find a video of Serena playing table tennis. And we'll see.
Yeah.
Ship, read this next question and then answer it while I look up Serena table tennis videos.
What is this? Tom Evans asks, did Shipwreck ever tell us the total value of the games he cataloged in Game Eye? No.
It was a lot though, right?
It's none of your business.
It was good though. Okay, I found a video from 7 years ago. Oh, so hold on.
That is loud.
Sorry, I fixed that, right? Okay, she almost fell over. Yeah, she plays like a tennis player. I've seen, I can always tell when somebody, plays tennis.
Now you're scouting videos of her? This doesn't seem fair.
Well, she can scout videos of me. I got videos up. She's pretty good. But, it's not going to be enough. Sorry, Serena. You can beat me in everything else. You can even beat me up. All right. At Ulster1 writes in and says, what if any significant hardware upgrades or features would convince you to buy the new upcoming Oculus headset?
Nothing, because I have one.
But what if it was like it sucked your dick, the new one?
I don't need that.
What? Look at you, Wombat. Humble brag. Shit. All right. I mean, I swear right now.
18 years.
Mark Zuckerberg, if you're listening, if you put out an Oculus headset, a Meta headset, and it sucks my dick, I will probably buy it. I will definitely buy it. Sorry. I commit right now. I will put a deposit down right now.
Would it just be called the Oculus Head?
No. Maybe. No, they killed Oculus, the name. Remember?
I'm sorry, the Meta Head.
Meta Head. It'll be called the Zucker Suck.
Oh.
I don't know. I haven't taken the Oculus out of the closet. And even Osaka Grandma wanted to try the Oculus table tennis game. And I told Mrs. Chibi no. I was like, if she hurts herself doing this shit, like, I will never forgive myself. Like, and she's coming off a real table tennis injury. So no, I put the kibosh on that shit. All right, that's it. By the way, I'm watching this video of Serena playing table tennis. I know I could beat her. It's just, that's how table tennis is. You can see someone playing and it's just it all goes back to the rating system. I know, I'll never beat the guy who owns the local table tennis club. He's just so much better than me. I could play him 1,000 times. I will never win even one game off him. And, it's Serena could probably win a game off me.
Talking about this,
but it's not likely. Yes,
He's
that's
obsessed
it.
with this.
That's it. That's the end of the show. I just wanted to add that in, and that's about all I have to say about that. And we will see you next week.
I'm gonna go jump somewhere.
Yeah, jump right now. Can we see like a jump real quick before you go?
You're not gonna. No.
Just jump.
I can't jump in my basement. I'm gonna
Why?
hit the ceiling.
The ceiling's too low. You can jump that high. Yeah, I believe it. All right, jump, like bend over and jump like a. No, all right. Go outside, make a video or something, and put it on Twitter. Would you do that?
I don't have a ridiculous vertical, but like I can touch like a basketball rim.
Okay.
I can't dunk.
Well,
but
I can do that too, and I don't feel like that's going to help me beat Serena. You know what I'm saying?
Here's a stat for you.
Okay.
I looked it up here.
Yes.
So the average female college basketball player has a vertical leap of 19 inches.
Okay.
Compared with 28 inches of the average male player.
That's 10 inches difference.
It's
11 inches.
Average male basketball player or the
Correct.
average?
Yes.
Correct.
So what does that mean? Like NBA player?
No, college.
Okay. Did you play college basketball?
I could have at a lower
but you didn't.
division. No, but
and now
I still
you
have
definitely
the same
can.
vertical.
And now
I
you
don't
definitely
know what
can.
the vertical is.
But what's your vertical?
That's what we need to find out.
I can.
The question wasn't could Serena Williams beat a top seed college basketball player 1-on-1. The question was could Serena beat
average.
you?
This is average. This is across all like everything. Like there's a reason like it's a big deal when players dunk in the WNBA, and they're all like close to like 6'7" or so.
Right. I was trying to look up her vertical leap. They don't have that information.
No, they don't.
It doesn't matter though. It matters how good she is. Anyway, I
think she's sinking threes from half court.
All I know, Wombat, what can you beat Serena Williams at?
Sitting on the couch.
That's not a sport.
It is in my house.
How about
knock hockey?
Knock hockey? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can all beat her at something. That's all that matters. I don't know. People are skeptical in the chat about Chipwreck's chances, but I like that he's confident. He's super confident.
I am confident in my basketball
too.
abilities.
That's awesome.
I am still okay at basketball.
Are there any videos of you playing basketball? Even
probably
from like
not. I don't videotape myself playing.
No, I don't even mean recently. I mean even like the olden days.
You don't study the tape the next day?
I mean like older, like even from a long time ago.
A long time. I mean,
any videos is basically what I'm asking.
There might be some high school videos, but
I want to see some videos. Is what I'm saying.
All right, I'll see what I can do. I don't know that I have much of anything though.
Does competition cooking count? Because I think I could beat Serena Williams in the competition cooking.
In watching competition cooking?
I think I could pull it off. I think like guys' grocery games. If we were contestants,
she probably hasn't been in a supermarket recently.
I think I could beat her.
Probably doesn't know her way around a supermarket. She's too rich.
Yeah.
All right.
Are we good?
Now that I belched, we are good. We will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching and listening.
Bread's done.